Hi guys, it's me again. I realized that I haven't done a video in a very long time, and since I'm new at this and everything, and I kind of want to try and get on a kind of a regular schedule because I know that's kind of important. So I do plan on doing the other videos I did, the music that I like. I really do want to do movies that I like and the video games that I like. I've been getting some feedback and taking some of those things into consideration and really appreciating the positive feedback that I've been getting. So with more of that comes more motivation to do these types of things. So along that vein and everything, I'm going to go ahead and do this video in which I will talk about what did happen this past week, media related. One of the things that I did during the week was finish the second season of House of Cards, which was fantastic. I mean, the first season was great, and now in this one, they up the ante so much. Something happens in the first episode, and you're like, oh my god, and it just kind of builds from there. Like it hits the ground running and doesn't let up. There are a couple of spots where it slows down a bit to build up the tension, but it's all for the sake of this, hitting a boiling point. And it's just, I mean, it's great work, and all the characters are really compelling, and all the actors do a fantastic job. I mean, so that happened, and then on Monday, actually, I finished off. Like it started on President's Day weekend, Friday, and then I didn't binge watch as much as I thought I was going to. A friend of mine that was watching it, he finished it in like a day. I didn't have that kind of stamina, I guess. So I spaced my viewings out throughout the weekend, and then on Monday it was done, and I was sad. But really good show. I can't wait for the third season. Although I don't know where it'll go from here. I mean, there was maybe one or two threads that were left hanging so loose. So I could see that being. I don't see it being the basis of an entire season, but it would be nice to see where those loose threads kind of end up being tied up. And then The Last of Us, the same day that I was in a conflict because when House of Cards came out, the DLC for The Last of Us called Left Behind came out as well. And there was a major conflict of interest on my part as to what it was going to do first. But at the end of the day and the weekend, House of Cards won out. And then, of course, on Monday, as soon as I finished watching House of Cards, I immediately started playing The Last of Us. It was great. I mean, to get back into that world, to get back into that feel of, where we left off. It wasn't, you know, leaving behind that, no pun intended, that world, and then coming back to it. It was an add-on to the story in a place where I didn't expect it to be, but I was happy with it. It served a purpose, not only as like a set alone like piece, but it served a purpose within the campaign world. So I thought it was very well done. It was short. If my only criticism is that it was short, like I finished it in one sitting, and I kind of was expecting to maybe put it down and pick it back up again. Um, but the length of the story didn't allow me to do that. I actually ended up finishing it in one sitting, so that was kind of bad. Leave me alone. That was kind of the only negative. Everything else about it was great. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this game. To me, The Last of Us was and is one of the best games that I've ever played. And I'll get to that in my favorite video games review or video. But I was really glad to be able to go back into that world. Like I said, my only regret is that it was so short. I was only able to go in it for a short amount of time, and it was over way too fast. Um, but in any case, I mean, it was really good. I really recommend it. If you have The Last of Us, you have to play this DLC. If you haven't, why the hell haven't you? Go out there and do it. Earlier this week as well, we got our brand spanking new trailer for the Guardians of the Galaxy. It premiered, I think, on Tuesday, and all the social media was, you know, all aflutter over the trailer. Which, I mean, it didn't really do anything for me that I didn't already have to begin with. There was, there was obviously more to see. More, it wasn't speculation anymore. You actually saw a lot of the things that were going on. You could, you get a feel for how some of the characters are going to be portrayed. So that was actually kind of cool. The trailer kind of made it a really big point to introduce these characters. A lot of people don't really know who the Guardians of the Galaxy are. I didn't either. I only knew of Rocket Raccoon from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and it was just like, oh, who's this talking, shooting raccoon? I don't even know. And a lot of people were like that. So I think this trailer was specifically addressing that issue and saying, oh, this is Star-Lord, and this is Gamora, and this is Groot. Kind of giving a tiny, tiny bit of backstory as to who these people and things are. So it served that purpose, if only to kind of get the audience acquainted with who they're going to be dealing with for this movie. The next little piece of news that happened throughout the week was the announcement of the casting for Fantastic Four. Now, the proverbial elephant in the room was Michael B. Jordan being cast as Human Torch. And there was a lot of, people for it, people against it, yada yada. My biggest thing is that, of all the characters that they chose to do that with, to race bend, I don't think it was the smartest decision to do it with Johnny, because you're not just dealing with Johnny, and in this case, you're dealing with Sue as well. So to have Michael B. Jordan cast as Johnny, and then have Kate Mara, who was in House of Cards, incidentally, to have her cast as Sue Storm, you create this conflict, needless conflict. Granted, I mean, he is a fine actor. His talent is not being questioned whatsoever. It's you're not just changing his character, but you're changing a whole dynamic. Now, are they adopted? Are they half brother and sister? Just, it creates this thing that you didn't really need to create. The whole cast in general. I mean, we have, like I said, Michael B. Jordan as the Flash. We have Kate Mara, the Flash. Holy crap, the Human Torch. Kate Mara as Invisible Woman. We have Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic, and then Jamie Bell as the Thing. Was this casting a stunt? I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. Beck's new album, Morning Phase, which I've been listening to nonstop since I, learned about it earlier this week. It's really great. It's so mellow. It's so chill. It puts me in this space of calm and, feely goodness that is great. I absolutely love it. I haven't gushed about an album like this since Adele's 21, maybe. Something that I was like, guys, you have to listen. You have to listen to this album. So listen to that album, please. It's great. I feel like I missed something else that was kind of big. I'm just looking through my feed of what I post. Again, if you'd like to have constant updates on things that I see and things that I share, Facebook.com/Maniac for Media. Check it out. Like my page. If there's something that I missed that came out during this week, let's say the week of... the fuck day am I in? What the fuck week am I in? What year is this? What year is this? Guess the movie. So let's say from the 17th, the week of the 17th. What happened that I missed? Or something that you saw that you kind of want to pick my brain about? Let me know. Comment below, to the side. I don't even know where the fuck the comments are anymore. So make sure to do that, and I'll start making more videos. I promise. More frequently. How about that? I think that's it. So, okay, bye. I realize that I'm getting closer and closer and closer to the screen.